Thank you for joining our live stream today. I'm Pastor Brian Sixby, and like to give you an overview of the month of February since we're now here. The first Sunday of February, we are, of course, celebrating communion, but we're also finishing the sermon series on Jonah, where we're talking about loving our enemies as well as our neighbors. Second Sunday in February is Scout Sunday. It's a very big Sunday for us every year. We have Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, both of which groups started with church members and still have church members who participate in them. Girl Scouts, they weren't started by our church members, but we have church folk who lead them and work with them, and then Crew as well. Crew was likewise started and founded by members of our own church. The scouting units are important to us, not just because they're a source of people who come into our building, but they're also forming young people and helping them to grow and develop just as we are as a church body. Speaking of that, confirmation is running throughout this month on Sunday evenings. Please pray for the confirmands, for their families, for myself, for Larissa, as we try to lead them through and prepare them for adult membership in the church, full membership of the church. The third Sunday in February is Transfiguration Sunday. That's the Sunday before Lent begins. So Ash Wednesday begins on Lent begins with Ash Wednesday, which starts February 22nd. We'll be having a 7 o'clock service that evening, and by the way, the Sunday evening of Transfiguration Sunday, the 19th, we have Voices of Victory, which is a kind of a general healing prayer service in the evening. This one will be led by our praise band. And Ash Wednesday, of course, 7 o'clock. And then Thursday and Friday, we're having two brief times to talk about prayer and learn about prayer. I think we set 6:30 for both of those. Then on the Saturdays during Lent, beginning in February, we'll be having prayer time on Saturday mornings. Whether you come into the sanctuary to pray as a group or individually, or whether you want to go on a prayer walk, both of those options will be happening beginning late February. And then the last Sunday of February is the first Sunday of Lent. And that leads us into March throughout Lent, and we're coming on to Easter very, very quickly. So thank you for joining us this Sunday, whatever Sunday it happens to be, or whatever service it happens to be, because there'll be live streams for many of these other services. If you can let us know how you're doing, that would be wonderful. If you can let us know how to pray for you, that would be even better. Again, thank you for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you, whether it's virtually or in person. Take care of yourselves. Lord be with you. Amen. I'm Brian Sigsby. I'd like to welcome you this morning. Whether you're here physically, which we can see you, or whether you're here virtually, in which case we can't, we're glad that you're here. You could be in many different places, right? Like where your face is still buried in a pillow is probably the one you're thinking about. But thank you for being here and showing up. And again, as they say, that showing up is 90% of life. And so you've nailed 90%. All you need to do is let God supply the remaining 10%, right? So confirmation continues on. We meet in the evenings on Sundays, 7:30 to 6:30 to 7:15. Food pantry update, not as big as previous months, but still a big one. 70 bags, 7 new families, 44 households, 149 people, 53 children, 65 adults, 31 seniors. And I see Jane is in place, so would you come to the mic? She wants to say a word about the Saturday prayer group.
I said I'd come to a mic. Which one is
That
open?
one.
Is this one open? Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, Judy is not here today. Judy Griggs not here today. My name is Jane Barber, and we are focusing on Lenten prayer this year. We are praying the Psalms, and what we're doing, we had our first prayer group yesterday morning. We meet at 9 o'clock on Saturday mornings in the sanctuary. There were about 7 of us, and it was a really blessed time. And what we're doing, we're taking the psalm that Brian is going to be doing his sermon on, and we're kind of just reading it and then just breaking it apart to what it means to each of us. And then we're praying on that. So it's a very simple, no test, no refreshments, but no test. Bring your coffee. But I just want to let y'all know that it is a very, very enjoyable time, because 9 o'clock seems early on Saturday for all of us, but once you get here, you don't care. So come as you feel led to, and just pray with us, and we'll do the Psalms together. Have a good day.
All right, thank you, Jane. So they'll be back on track this coming Saturday, 9 a.m. And Lent has begun, so if you've picked out your discipline, this morning might be a good time to find a partner to help you. Becky texted me last week and said, I'm going to do walks every day for the season. So every time I see Becky, I need to ask her about whether her walking is going. And so I shared my discipline with her. We can hold each other accountable. I'd like to encourage you, if you'd like to do that. Might be a good way to start a new friendship or restore one that you've had for a while that just needs restoring. Today we're focusing in on the Psalms. Well, before that, next Sunday at 2 o'clock, we'll have a meeting to talk about disaffiliation. Now, this isn't to plan it. This is simply to give the information about it. You probably heard things in the news and so forth. It is not as complicated as it seems, and it's not as